afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday to all of us who's watching right now. And I'm just gonna go right away to what God laid in my heart also as well. Our life is so very unpredictable. That we could die today and we could die tomorrow. But the question is like, where are we going when we die? Where? Are we going to hell or are we going to heaven?
Question.
So, so I'm just gonna leave like that, because it's just like there's a lot of people like dying and we didn't even know where they're going, and we think that maybe they're like pain-free right now because they're but we don't know if they're going to if they're going to heaven, because that's the only one that it's pain-free, that there is no more sorrow, no more no more those things, because all we can find in heaven is joy and peace and everything like that. But in the other side, we call hell, is tormented. So just leave it like that, think about it and ask God, like, Lord, where am I going? So I'm just gonna leave like that. So happy Sunday, and I will transfer it to my hubby.
Well, it's interesting you would talk about something like that, because what God has laid on my heart is revival. And many people have different interpretations of the word revival and what it really means. And some would say it's a place where people come where they can see miracles and they can see wonders and they can see the things that God has or God does. But really, those things are what the after effects of revival are. True revival starts within the individual. It's about the relationship we have with God. Are we fully committed to Him? As I heard someone preaching yesterday, it's revival. Our relationship with God. Can we have revival while we're at work? Can God touch us to such a point while we're at work that it would cause us to begin to weep for those who are lost at work? Do we find ourselves being able to be touched by the Spirit in some form or fashion while we're not in church? Are we only interested in serving God when we come into His house? Or are we really seeking God even during the middle of the week? Are we fully committed to wanting to see God move by His Spirit upon others? Yes. That's really the question we must ask ourselves. Yes, we are committed to the Lord, but how far? Is it only because we're committed between 11 and 12, or between 10 and 12, whatever the case may be for your Sunday morning service? Is that when we're committed to God, or are we fully committed to the Lord? That after we get done with that service, are we still serving God?
Amen.
We need to put God into everything that revival can begin. And revival begins at the altar of God. If you cannot get yourself to the altar of God, then why are you there? Why are we at church if we're not interested in getting into the revival of God or to get onto the altar of God? We must seek Him in every way, to worship Him. It's not about the music that plays. It's not about the things that go on. It's about our relationship and our worship with the one who has washed us clean, the one who has saved us, who has changed us. We are to give Him all of us, all that we are, and God will see us through to the next step. And that's what God has laid upon me today.
Oh, praise God for that. Thank you, Lord. Yes, so I'm just going to continue a little bit for a little bit of time. There is one way that we can make it to heaven, and that's only through Christ, because He's the only one who can save us, and there's no other name, no good works, no anything like that what we think or what the world think but only through Jesus Christ that our salvation is through Him only. So He's the only way, He's the only way, the truth, in life, and no other way. So I leave it like that. So, and happy Sunday, and see you guys for the next time. Bye.
Bye.